7 scientifically proven exercises you should do before it's too late. Well, I'm by no means exaggerating when I say your body has a tolerance deadline. For many years, you can ignore posture, avoid exercise, and live on autopilot, and nothing seems to happen. But when a certain age arrives, the bill comes. Back pain, complaining knees, stiffness when getting up, loss of balance. The typical problems your parents probably complain about. And this isn't aging's fault. It's simply the price of accumulated inactivity. Each year you remain still, you lose muscle mass, your tendons weaken, your joints stiffen, and your ability to move freely diminishes. That's why today you'll see 7 simple exercises proven by science, so you can avoid the worst for your body before it's too late. This video isn't about developing a super aesthetic or the hypertrophy of the gods, but rather about having a functional body that allows you, regardless of age, to get up from the floor, carry weight, climb stairs, and age without depending on others. Before we begin, please tell us through the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We'd love to know. Exercise number 7, Bird Dog. The bird dog is a fundamental exercise that reinforces safe spinal mechanics and significantly improves contralateral coordination, that ability to coordinate opposite limbs simultaneously. It deeply strengthens the core and acts in preventing lower back pain that affects millions of people. The main muscles worked are the spinal erectors, responsible for upright posture, the glutes that stabilize the pelvis, the deltoids that keep the arm extended, and the abdominals that prevent unwanted trunk rotation. To execute correctly, get on all fours with your knees positioned directly under your hips and hands under your shoulders, forming a stable base. Then simultaneously, extend your right arm forward and left leg backward, creating a straight line from your fingertips to your heel. Keep your back completely straight and hips level, without letting them rotate to the side of the leg that rises, holding this position for 3 to 5 seconds before alternating sides. A valuable tip is to imagine you have a cup full of water balanced on your back that can't spill. This forces you to maintain perfect stability. The main errors to avoid are excessively arching or rounding the lower back region, rotating the hip laterally to compensate for the leg that rises, and lifting the leg or arm too high, losing the neutral spine line. Do 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions on each side, alternating with total control. People with acute shoulder or hip injuries should be cautious and possibly consult a health professional before starting, as the movement requires complete range in these joints. Exercise number 6, Dead Hang. The dead hang is a suspension exercise that offers an incredible and often ignored benefit: spinal decompression. When you hang from the bar, there's immediate tension relief, and the spine can literally open up, allowing the intervertebral discs to rehydrate and receive more nutrients through increased joint space. Additionally, it significantly strengthens hand grip strength, which is directly associated with better cognitive health, greater bone density, and lower risk of fractures in old age. The exercise also opens the chest and corrects the forward curved posture we develop from spending hours sitting. The main muscles worked are the forearms and grip musculature, the lats that stabilize the shoulders, the trapezius, and all stabilizers of the shoulder complex. To execute, grab a pull-up bar with a pronated grip, that is, with palms facing forward at shoulder width. Let the body hang freely with arms fully extended. Consciously relax the shoulders and spine, allowing gravity to do the decompression work, and breathe normally without holding your breath. An important tip is to use a bench or step to climb up to the bar, instead of jumping to reach it, as the initial jump tenses the spine and drastically reduces the therapeutic decompression effect we seek. The main errors are shrugging shoulders toward the ears, unnecessarily tensing the neck, swinging the body sideways, losing control, and dropping abruptly from the bar at the end, letting the body fall, which can generate negative impact on the joints. Beginners should start with 10 to 30 seconds, keeping feet lightly supported on the floor or bench. Intermediate practitioners can do 30 to 60 seconds fully suspended, and advanced practitioners should work up to achieving 60 to 90 seconds. People with shoulder injuries, acute herniated disc, carpal tunnel syndrome, or serious wrist problems should avoid or significantly modify the exercise. Exercise number 5, Step-Ups. The step-up strengthens the entire lower body unilaterally, working each leg independently, which dramatically improves balance and motor coordination. The Otago exercise program, developed in New Zealand and which includes step-ups as a central exercise, demonstrated that participants experience 35 to 40% reduction in falls, an impressive data point that saves lives. The exercise mainly works the quadriceps that extend the knee, the glutes that propel the body upward, and the hamstrings that stabilize the movement. To execute correctly, stand facing a step or platform 6 to 8 inches high. Place one foot completely on the step and climb up, pushing exclusively through the heel of that leg until you're fully standing on the step. Bring the other leg up and then descend in a controlled manner, starting with the same leg that initiated the movement. A fundamental tip is to keep your trunk completely upright and avoid any momentum with the leg that stays on the floor. All the driving force must come exclusively from the leg that's on the step. The main errors are using momentum and body swing instead of controlled leg. Strength, leaning the trunk excessively forward, which takes work away from the glutes, and letting the knee collapse inward instead of keeping it aligned with the toes. Do 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions on each side. People with acute knee pain, unstable hip, or serious balance problems should do the exercise only with supervision or avoid it until getting professional guidance. Exercise number 4, single leg balance. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with health long-term in the world of bodybuilding. Single leg balance develops essential muscles of the hip, thigh, and core that are absolutely crucial for stability in all daily activities. A study published in 2022 in the British Journal of Sports Medicine discovered something alarming. People over 50 years old who couldn't stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds had significantly higher risk of death in the following decade, regardless of other health factors. This demonstrates how balance is a powerful marker of longevity. The exercise mainly works the gluteus medius, responsible for lateral hip stabilization, the ankle stabilizers that make constant micro-adjustments, the entire core that keeps the trunk stable, and the proprioceptors, which are the body's sensors responsible for spatial perception. To execute, stand with feet together, gradually transfer weight to one leg, and lift the other foot a few inches off the ground without touching anything. Keep your gaze fixed on a specific point in front of you, and arms relaxed at your sides or slightly open to assist with balance. A progression tip is to start near a wall or sturdy chair for safety, and as you improve, progress to closing your eyes or standing on a slightly unstable surface like a folded mat. The main errors are completely locking the knee of the supporting leg instead of keeping it slightly flexed, looking down or sideways, losing the fixed focal point, and resting the lifted foot on the calf of the supporting leg, which is basically cheating. Hold 10 to 30 seconds on each side, repeating 2 to 3 times, with the goal of progressing until you can achieve 30 solid seconds without any support or excessive oscillation. People with vertigo, severe vestibular problems in the inner ear, or recent history of falls should do the exercise only with direct supervision and close support. Exercise number 3, farmer's walk. The farmer's walk offers a practically complete stimulus for the entire body and provides direct protection against classic aging markers like sarcopenia, which is the loss of muscle mass, and cardiovascular diseases. Weak grip strength in the elderly is strongly associated with higher risk of falls, functional disability, and even heart disease. And here's the crucial part. If you slip on a staircase or wet surface, having the grip strength to firmly grab a handrail can literally save your life. The exercise intensely works the forearms and all grip musculature, the trapezius that supports the shoulders under load, the deltoids that stabilize, the entire core that prevents lateral leaning, the glutes and legs that need to maintain stable gait even under load. To execute correctly, pick up a weight in each hand like dumbbells, kettlebells, or even water jugs if you're starting at home. Stand completely upright with shoulders pulled back and down. Contract the core as if you were going to receive a punch in the stomach, and walk with controlled steps, maintaining impeccable posture throughout the entire path. A valuable tip is to keep your gaze forward and never downward, and concentrate on keeping the weights totally stable without letting them swing sideways. The main errors are leaning the trunk laterally to compensate for the weight, rounding shoulders forward, losing scapular retraction, and taking excessively wide steps that make you lose stability and control. Beginners should do 3 sets of 30 seconds, intermediate practitioners 3 sets of 45 seconds, and advanced practitioners should work to carry 50% of body weight in each hand. Men should aim as a longevity benchmark to hold 100% of total body weight divided between both hands for 60 seconds. People with shoulder injuries, herniated disc, or uncontrolled heart problems should consult a professional before starting. Exercise number 2, incline push-ups. Incline push-ups build functional pushing strength, deeply strengthen the shoulders and scapular stabilizers, and serve as a safe and intelligent progression to full push-ups with minimal impact on joints. This exercise is essential for practical real-life tasks like getting up from the floor if you fall, pushing heavy objects, or supporting yourself in situations of imbalance. They mainly work the pectorals that perform horizontal adduction, the anterior, deltoids that assist in shoulder flexion, the triceps that extend the elbows, and the entire core that keeps the body in plank position. To execute, support your hands on an elevated and stable surface like a wall, sturdy table, or bench at shoulder width. Keep the body forming a perfect straight line from head to heels without breaks. Lower your chest toward the surface, keeping elbows at approximately 45 degrees from the body, and push back up until you fully extend your arms. A fundamental tip is to consciously squeeze the glutes and abdomen throughout the entire movement to prevent the hips from sinking, creating excessive lower back curvature, and gradually progress using increasingly lower surfaces as you get stronger. As a form of progression, when the incline push-up is already comfortable and you can do 15 repetitions with ease, progress to the normal push-up on the floor, and then when you master that, advance to the decline push-up with elevated feet, which is even more challenging. The main errors are letting the hips drop or rise too much, breaking the body's straight line, opening the elbows to 90 degrees relative to the trunk, dangerously overloading the shoulders, and doing the movement too quickly without eccentric control. Do 2 to 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions. People with wrist, shoulder, or elbow injuries should modify the range of motion or consult a professional before. Exercise number 1, calf raises. Calf raises ensure crucial ankle stability and walking efficiency, which are absolutely fundamental to maintaining functional independence as we age, in addition to strengthening the entire calf and significantly improving dynamic balance. The calf is often called the body's second heart, and with good reason. It helps pump venous blood back to the heart against the force of gravity through rhythmic contractions, being essential for healthy circulation of the lower limbs. The exercise mainly works the gastrocnemius, which is the superficial and most visible portion of the calf, the soleus that lies deeper and is especially activated with flexed knees and all intrinsic ankle stabilizers. To execute correctly, stand with feet positioned at shoulder width, slowly rise onto your tiptoes, intensely contracting the calves at the top of the movement. Hold this maximum contraction for 1 to 2 seconds, feeling the muscle work, and descend in a controlled manner without letting the heels hit the floor abruptly. A practical tip is to do it near a wall for slight support if necessary, especially at the beginning, and to significantly increase difficulty and range of motion. Execute on a step, allowing the heels to descend below the level of the toes, achieving complete stretch. The main errors are rising too quickly, using momentum and swing instead of controlled muscular contraction, not reaching maximum amplitude on the rise, staying only halfway through the movement, and leaning the trunk forward, which takes the load away from the target muscles. Do 2 to 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions, remembering that the calf is predominantly composed of slow twitch fibers, responding better to higher repetitions. People with acute plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, or recent ankle injuries should be cautious and possibly reduce the range until recovery. Bonus exercise, resting squat. Now that you know the 7 essential exercises, there's one last movement that deserves special attention for its unique benefits for mobility and joint health. The resting squat, also known as the deep Asian squat, is a natural resting position that billions of people around the world still use daily, but that most Westerners have completely lost the ability to perform. This exercise drastically improves ankle, knee, and hip mobility, deeply stretches the entire posterior chain including calves and glutes, strengthens core stabilizers, and improves digestive health by positioning the body more naturally. Observational studies show that populations that maintain the habit of resting in a squat present lower rates of joint problems in the knees and hips, even at advanced ages. The movement mainly works ankle mobility, which is frequently limited in sedentary adults, the quadriceps and glutes that need to stretch completely, the hip adductors, and the entire core that maintains balance. To execute, start standing with feet slightly wider than shoulders and toes slightly turned out. Squat as deeply as possible, keeping heels completely on the floor and back relatively straight. Let the knees project naturally forward over the toes, and maintain this position supporting the elbows on the inside of the knees to open the hips. A valuable tip is to hold on to something fixed like a door frame when you're starting to help with balance, and gradually progress by increasing the time you can maintain the position comfortably. The main errors are forcing the heels to stay on the floor if you don't yet have sufficient ankle mobility, which can cause injury, excessively rounding the lower back instead of keeping the chest elevated, and giving up too quickly without giving the body time to adapt. Start holding 10 to 20 seconds and work to achieve 2 to 3 minutes over weeks or months, doing it daily if possible. People with acute knee injuries, serious hip problems, or certain spinal conditions should consult a professional before practicing and possibly use modifications like elevating the heels on a board initially. If you enjoyed this and want to also discover the 8 things men over 40 years old need to do if they want to generate hypertrophy after this age, we've left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each of them better. Don't miss it. Thanks for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.